AFTV Marty, the Messiah, as you just said, you just called it.
The Messiah is back, and he is here to save us.
We're gonna need saving
what?
now that Gabriel's out. But listen, let's focus on the positive. I mean, him just warming up, the place was just going crazy. Just people just seeing him, right? And then when he came onto the pitch, the stadium, it was like he scored a goal already. And then he goes and scores a goal, and then the place went mad. I mean, it was such a great moment, wasn't it?
When they announced his name on the subs bench at first, exactly what you're talking about, and the raucous cheer that he got from the stadium, and it just the vibe inside, and I was there when I was literally sitting where he walked onto the pitch, and when he put his shirt on, everyone, and I sit in a bit which not everyone stands up in, everyone got up. And the whole stadium, and that is what football is about. And then he comes on the pitch to this reception, which was just unbelievable. It gives me hairs on the back of my neck thinking about it. And then to go on and score a goal and get the winner is, come on, man, come on, that's real. Like that right there.
Hollywood.
That is that's what football's about. You've been out with a serious, don't forget, that is a serious injury. That's a tear in your hamstring. That's surgery.
Used to sometimes end players' career.
And look, Michael Owen was never the same player after he had a very, very similar sort of injury. And he gets that goal. You just couldn't write this stuff. And obviously after the start, for me, it was a bit of a slow start. Timber picked up a bit of a knock early. And if I'm honest with you, game management wise, I potentially would have liked to seen him sub. And then Gabriel in the 16th minute goes down, and Kirill comes on, and I mean, look, not to be negative, but it looks like he could be out for both Madrid. Well, you don't know how serious, but he got up and he tried to move, and he went back down, and he got up again, because that's what a warrior is. And then he went down again, and that was it. And he is a huge player, but then you lose one and you gain one. For me, Mikel Merino, and I don't think he in some ways gets enough credit for the role that he's played in his team. He got bought as an 8 or a 6. I mean, me and you, I remember talking to you about it, and you were like, no, he's a 6. And I was like, no, he's an 8. And he's played in both of those roles. And he has slotted, albeit it was a slight lucky deflection. But for me, goal scorers, and I'm not saying he's our long-term number 9, but at the moment he is our number 9. And that ball ended up in the back of the net. And for me, he just finds himself in those positions sometimes, and the ball ends up in the back of the net. And that's what a goal scorer does.
In the last 2 games there, he scored. He scored against Chelsea, he scored against Fulham. You know what I mean? He's scoring big goals.
He's doing the job. He's doing the job. You've asked him to do this job.
Mikel Merino, come in, give me some goals. He's doing it.
And he's doing it. It's not like we've played him as number 9 and he ain't scored any goals. I think he scored 7 goals, is it, something like that? Six goals in 8 games? 8 or 9 games? That is a serious return. And you've got to give credit to that guy. Then again, what I love seeing is Gabriel Martinelli. That guy tonight was unbelievable. That he played, and that flick from that goal. That flick was something else, and it was a great bit of skill for Saka to head into the back of the net. And look, it was unfortunate we conceded a goal at the end. I think you could see Miles Lewis-Skelly was absolutely knackered, out of position. And, Saliba, it gets a deflection. It's very hard for David Raya to save something like that. Yeah. But then we've got a tough, challenging game against Everton on Saturday, which is an early kick-off. That's going to be a tough place, going to Goodison, the last ever game at Goodison Park as well. So it's going to be an icon. For us. It's going to be an iconic game for us. And it's a lot of these old stadiums are getting knocked down and built back up. But one thing I'd like to say as well is, look, this Fulham side, they ain't no mugs. I know they had a bad game against Palace at the weekend and lost badly, but they are a legitimate side, and I do think they will get into Europe next season. Marco Silva's done a fantastic job with this outfit, and the players that he's brought into positions and some of the football they play. I mean, when we played them at their place earlier on in the season, 1-1, they made it very, very difficult for us to play, and they do for a lot of teams, and they've beaten some top sides. And to get a result like, to get the 3 points, we're 9 points behind Liverpool. Listen, I'm not going to start talking about. Listen, Liverpool have got a tough game against Everton tomorrow night, and in football things can happen. There's still this. Listen. They get a draw.
Leave it, Marty. Leave it. Don't do it.
No. But listen, the season there was a point when I think it was 14 points or 13 points behind, and it's getting a bit more interesting.
Can I just say one thing to you finally?
Go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
You just turned into him.
No. Again, Robbie, you started this with saying let's look at the positives. Look, because
I know, but I'm trying to be positive, but
I'm not saying we're going to win the Premier League, but there was a time.
Yeah, I hear
what I'm saying with that is there was a time where Liverpool were winning this at a canter, not even a canter, just by a complete and utter country mile. And I think it's important as well to restore some positivity in the league and not let them win it by 12 points or 9 points. Let's make it a little bit tighter, and let's make it a little bit harder for them, not at the cost of our players and players getting injured all the time. But listen, let's not make it too I say embarrassing. It's not, because I think this side finishing second, and what Mikel Arteta has done this season is fantastic, up against the red cards that we've had, up against the injuries. At one point we didn't even have a front line really. Well, we still don't really. I mean, we've got Mikel Merino there, but that's what I'm saying is playing well till the end of the season, getting results out of these games, and then look, I cannot wait until next Tuesday. Real Madrid, the big one, at the Emirates. This is going to be a huge night next Tuesday, and it's the hottest ticket in town, and I cannot wait. But actually, I can't wait to interview you on Thursday. Actually.
Oh yeah.